Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Anth. In the United States, the dairy producers really push milk with slogans like, "Milk does a body good." But does it really? Thinking that milk does a body good for everyone is a case of ethnocentrism. That is, the belief that your way is the best way. In this case, it is the ethnocentrism of white people of Northern European ancestry. Dairy producers naturally assumed that milk was good for everybody, but especially for children. The U.S. government purchased a lot of milk for school kids that was provided for breakfast and lunch. Milk was declared the perfect food, providing protein and calcium that was good for bones and growth. When students who weren't of Northern European ancestry said that milk made them sick, they were not believed. This went on for decades. Then, in the late 1960s, several West African countries suffered from famine and the children were severely malnourished. The United States decided to help out by sending milk for the children. What happened after that shocked the medical and nutrition communities. Many children got sicker after drinking the milk, and a number of children died. It took until the mid-1970s for researchers to determine the cause. Contrary to the ethnocentric view of white people of Northern European ancestry who viewed drinking milk as a normal behavior, it turns out that it is actually quite abnormal. As with other mammals, humans are not meant to drink milk after weaning. Being able to drink milk without becoming ill requires the presence of the enzyme lactase. Lactase breaks down the milk sugar, lactose. If the milk sugar is not broken down, gastric distress, which can be quite severe, is the result. By the age of 4 or 5, the production of lactase has ceased in most humans. One of the few human groups where lactase production continues into adulthood is among white people of Northern European ancestry. Around 7,000 years ago, groups living in the Sahara and Southwest Asia began domesticating cattle and goats. As the Sahara turned from a rich grassland to a desert, the herders moved to West and East Africa. At first, these herders didn't drink the milk, but at some point, probably due to drought conditions that limited the food supply, some individuals began trying to drink milk. Most of them probably got sick, but a few of them had a mutation that allowed lactase production to continue into adulthood. Those individuals were more likely to survive and have children who survived, so the mutations spread. Every 10,000 or so cell divisions, mutations occur. Most of these mutations do not affect genes. Some mutations have a severely negative effect on genes. Very rarely, a mutation occurs that is actually beneficial in a particular environmental condition. This is true of the mutation that allowed lactase production to continue past infancy. Even so, the ability to process lactose past infancy remained unusual in these groups. Most groups who raise cattle and goats in Southwest Asia and Southern Europe process the milk into hard cheese or yogurt, which help to break down the milk sugars, making these items palatable to individuals who do not have the lactase mutation. Around 5,000 years ago, cattle herding spread into Northern Europe. Northern Europe has a short growing season, so leafy sources of calcium are scarce. Once again, those individuals who had the lactase mutation that allowed them to continue producing lactase beyond infancy were able to drink fresh milk daily, which would provide them with the calcium they needed to grow healthy bones and bodies. Rather than being the norm, white people of Northern European ancestry are actually abnormal mutants. 90 to 100% of East Asians and Indigenous Americans are lactose intolerant, as are 80% of Central Asians. 70 to 90% of Africans are lactose intolerant, as are 70% of those from South India and Southern Italy. Southern French are 65% lactose intolerant, while the rate of lactose intolerance for Ashkenazi Jews ranges from 60 to 80%. Those living in the Balkans are 55% lactose intolerant. In contrast to Southern India, Northern Indians are only about 30% lactose intolerant, and Northern European countries range from 5 to 20% lactose intolerant. If you can drink milk as an adult, it means that your ancestors went through a major health crisis. Only those ancient individuals who had the mutation that enabled them to drink milk as older children and adults were able to survive, reproduce, and have children who survived to reproduce. Milk isn't good for most bodies, but the dairy producers and many nutritionists have not quite accepted that fact. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.